This is a video response to Truth Search. Link down below. He has some pretty good videos. Check him out. His video is talking about abiogenesis and the chances. Even a lot of Christians that accept evolution have issues with abiogenesis. What are the chances of the right chemicals appearing at the right time in the right place? It is such an incredibly small number that it's virtually impossible, that life could form by itself. The problem here is that, we're not talking about random stuff. We're talking, most likely, if abiogenesis is possible, and I do believe it is, we're talking chemistry, physics. We're talking about stuff that's going to happen naturally. The stuff that we've managed to do, while not the exact way it is on Earth, have been able to so far create certain chemicals and begin, at least get some of the starting points of abiogenesis and show at least they're possible naturally. And that's the big point here. It's not like you combine all the chemicals and stuff that would make life and then just shake it up a billion times and hopefully randomly combine. These things work the same way that you combine two chemicals together and you get an explosion, or you get a different compound, or whatever. This is precisely the same thing, what we're talking about here. That, we're talking chemistry. And if we're talking about chemistry, here's the big thing. Even if it's 1 in a billion, 1 in a trillion, 1 in a quintillion, whatever chance of it occurring, we're not talking one chance. We're not talking 100 chances. We're talking billions of chances a second over billions of years, quite possibly, depending on what the conditions are and how big an area. But chemistry happens pretty quickly. Chemical reactions, especially in the most violent, are because they happen fast and quick. So even one chemical reaction a minute, let's say it takes that long for this chemical reaction to happen. If you have a large enough area, you're talking millions or billions of times. The 1 foot square could have anywhere from one reaction to thousands or millions of reactions every minute. Just due to the surface area and the right combinations. This is what's important. We're not talking about small chances with one shot. And as some videos I've seen, and it makes sense, is that once the right chemicals combine, a form of evolution can start up. Once the protocell has formed, and you've got the DNA or RNA or whatever's in there, there can be competition between them. Certain things can start to happen. We're not talking billion and one. This isn't proof that it's real. This just shows that we're not talking about, these big, vast, impossible numbers. They'd like to point out that, a number above a certain percent chance is impossible. Is considered scientifically impossible. I don't think it goes quite that far, but what we're talking about is there's like a 1,000,000,001 chance that an asteroid is going to hit us. It's not going to hit us. It's not there's a small chance, but it's virtually impossible. But here's where this analogy comes into. We're looking at a billion asteroids being fired, with somebody having stuck a magnet on Earth that attracts these asteroids. Many of them are still going to miss, and maybe even a large percentage are still going to miss due to just the vast, distances. But some will hit. And that's sort of what this is the point of, is that, the improbable chance becomes probable when you have multiple chances to do it. his dart analogy. If I'm randomly firing 1,000,000 darts around, chances of me hitting the dartboard are pretty good. If I'm only firing one of them, and I'm spinning myself around and randomly firing, yes, there's a high chance I'm going to miss. Maybe to the point of impossible chance that I'm going to hit. But again, possibilities happen with large numbers. So there's a lot more to it than just that. But go ahead, check out his video. He's definitely good. He does a lot of videos on the Bible and Jesus myth. It makes some pretty good arguments that even if you don't agree, definitely makes some interesting parallels and whatnot. So, let me know your thoughts.